Wednesday night, Friday light football. It's a pregame show. We're on KCKPS TV Channel 18, brought to you by Northwest Middle School and KCK Preps. I'm joined tonight by a gentleman behind KCK Preps, contributor and partner David Brooks.
How you doing tonight?
Doing good. Well, David, we're in for a good game tonight. It falls, we see these KCKL matchup between the 4-4 Schlagle Stallions and the 3-5 Washington Wildcats.
No doubt they're playing for pride tonight, but when you get two rivals together, you're definitely going to have to dig a little bit deeper. Both of these teams, unfortunately, are not going to make it to the playoffs, but you got some seniors on this Schlagle team that are going to be looking to do well in their last game, as well as the Washington Wildcats, who are young and hungry and are looking to do some work tonight.
This kind of battle of the 1-1 coach. It's the first year for Coach Brian Salzgiver from Washington, and the first year for Coach Martez Wesley at Schlagle.
I tell you what, the Washington hire is looking real good. Last year, things were not, it's well known things weren't very good here at Washington with only one win. You get Martez Wesley, who took over a very good team here at Schlagle, but things just didn't work out the way they were supposed to.
Well, let's look at tonight, just some quick keys for success. What do you think Schlagle has to do to be successful?
Schlagle's going to have to look to be the key for Schlagle is just success on first and second down. If they get into throwing situations where they know they have to throw the football, that's where they'll struggle a little bit. But the key to Washington, basically these two teams try to do the same thing. They want to run the ball, establish the ground game. The battle of Javions tonight, Javion Williams against Javion Browning, the senior. So that's the key, is getting good positive plays on first and second down to be able to move the football and get in a manageable third and fourth down.
Right, both of these gentlemen lost in their last games, and turnovers were a key. I know Schlagle had several turnovers that kept them in close ball game, 27-26 against Lansing ball game, but turnovers were the key. Now tonight, a couple players that we need to watch on both teams.
Well, real simple for Schlagle. The star of that team is Javion Browning, number 25. You'll want to see him coming out of the backfield. And on defense, you got to look in the middle. Trayvon Wallace, number 44, linebacker, loves to stick his head right in the middle and blitz and get things going. The other person to look for Schlagle is on the offensive line, T.J. Wallace, the big left tackle. Look for him to just manhandle whoever he's going up against. The big young man has definitely had a strong senior season. For Washington, you're looking at the youth of the quarterback, Khalil Harrison, and senior wide receiver Lloyd Stanfield had a huge game last week between those two young men. There was a lot of scoring last week against Mill Valley, and then you have obviously the running back Javion Williams, who does a good job in the backfield as well as on defense.
Okay. Well, give me your prediction tonight. Who do you think wins this game?
I'm a big fan of Schlagle. I'm a Schlagle grad. I'm going to go ahead and stick with them tonight and see those seniors go out in style. Trayvon Wallace, Stephon McIntosh, T.J. Wallace, and especially Javion Brown, and have a big game tonight and go ahead and make sure they leave with a win.
Okay. I'm Moses Wyatt. This is David Bronx. We'll be back at halftime to have more show. We're here on KCKPS TV Channel 18. Once again, Friday light football on a Thursday night special edition on
Far near side snap. Harrison pressure right up the middle. Gets the sack and a safety.
Is that quite a safety? They haven't given us the signal yet. That is a safety.
Yes, sir.
2 points on the board. Jolties hurt them. Had a third and short. Now all of a sudden it became a third and long.
Straight kick to Todd, who takes it, brings it near side. Browning out in front, trying to get the corner, and he does 40.
Great
he might
blocking.
go down the line 40, 30, 20.
No flags.
No flags. Touchdown.
Touchdown Stallions.
Schlagle Stallions.
No flags. The field looks pretty clean. I don't see yellow out there for the first time in a touchdown run tonight. Excellent play. And what was key, coaches, we look at this replay, David, the hit that Brox laid on
Browning.
Browning.
Good block there to get him the corner, and once he got there, nobody had the angle from Washington or the speed to catch up to the young man, Devron Todd, who's able to score. So able to redeem himself after last week. He had a key fumble against Lansing, so he's able to redeem himself, get himself established here in this ball game.
Well, the Stallions started on their 7-yard line. They're picking up at the 7-yard line here as we see Sales going for a pass play. Pass play was complete and touchdown for the Stallions.
Corey Smith Nice quick out. Good throw by DJ Sells. They're able to put it into the end zone, and a 16-point lead now for Schlagle pending the extra point.
93-yard drive, impressive drive, Brox, as we see here on the replay.
Yeah, just straight roll out. Sells knew where he was going the whole way. A little bit more of a curl route towards the sideline. Defensive back, Clem Harrison, who goes both ways playing on offense and defense, was unable to get in front of that ball. They'll go
football, the halftime show on KCKPS TV channel 18, brought to you by Northwest Middle School and KCK Preps. Come on, Dave. Some of our first half thoughts as David Bronx from KCK Preps joins us. Tell us about the first half, David. What do you see?
It's a simple game when you dominate up front. TJ Wallace has had a huge game, offensive and defensive line play, dominating up front, just allowing big holes and able to get penetration. The Washington Wildcats running game has been real stagnant, not able to get going because of the play of the line.
Washington was unable to capitalize on, I think it was 8 first half penalties by the Stallions.
They moved the ball a couple of times, but again, they had some penalties of their own. Schlagle settled down a little bit more. They picked up a couple of nice, good third and long plays. But again, just struggling up front. If you can't block and give Clem Harrison any time, doesn't get time to set his feet and throw the ball downfield, you're not going to be able to be successful.
Right. Now, we've seen a nice run, a 90-yard kick punt return, rather, by number 14. Can you take us through that?
Devron Todd we were saying that during the broadcast up there that, he had a fumble last week, was able to redeem himself this week. Good blocking by the Schlagle defense, but the key to that play was the kick was kind of low and directly to him, was able to establish his blockers, get to the corner, and have the speed to get into the end zone.
It sounded like Schlagle was really going to set the tone. As we look at the punt return by Todd, he got up on that sideline and really just used his speed to get out in front of everybody.
Absolutely. The other key to the first half, real proud of Javion Browning getting his second consecutive 1,000-yard season. Real rare as a running back in high school to be able to do that. Great quality young man, great family, good atmosphere, good leader for the Schlagle Stallions as well. So good accomplishment by him.
Sure he is. He's one of the premier running backs here in our KCAL league. He had a couple touchdowns brought back too due to some penalties today, but he's still able to get that 1,000-yard season. One more question. What does Washington need to do to put an end to this deficit? They're down 18.
They struggled last week. They got down over 40 points in the first half. They were able to start throwing the ball around and having some success through the air. But again, this is a big hill for them to climb down 18. Not much success here in the first half. I would look for Schlagle to continue to put the pedal to the metal in that running game and win this ball game.
We see Harrison does have an arm. He's got it out there a few times, but he hasn't been able to get his feet set. We've seen that Schlagle was going to put the test to them with their defense, starting off with the safety right there at the beginning. They started off with a safety.
I think he's anticipating the rush at this point. He sees himself right up front. The pressure's getting to him, so he's moving around in the pocket. And the Schlagle defense is just quick enough to be able to get to him and get this sack in the end zone for the safety. But the other point of that, too, is he's got to be able to get into his drop. He's a young sophomore, still developing with his footwork and arm motion to be able to settle down, go through his progressions, and make a strong throw.
Now, we haven't seen much of a running game too much by Washington. And that would be the key I think they would have to do. Try to keep Schlagle off the field, their offense off the field, by getting some more runs. Haven't seen fullback Marvin Bowens do too much as the game's going. That would kind of be my key. If you were in the locker room with Coach Salzgiver, what would you be telling Washington?
I would be looking, we just got to have one good solid drive. We got to keep TJ Wallace out of the backfield. We got to be able to double team, maybe make some adjustments in the running game to be able to allow Javion Williams to get the running game going. But right now, like you said, they've been real stagnant. I don't know that they have very much yards on the ground for the Washington Wildcats.
All right. Now, earlier our prediction, you predicted your alma mater, Schlagle, to win. Are you sticking with that prediction?
Well, up 18-0, it'd be hard not to do that, but definitely, I mean, the senior leaders are kind of sticking out a little bit. Javion, T.J. Wallace, Trayvon Wallace making some plays as well. DJ Sells looks like he might be struggling with his ankle that he hurt a few weeks ago, but, toughing it out and staying in the game. Good throw to Corey Smith, another senior on this squad.
Right.
So again, Schlagle Stallions got it rolling right now. I'll look for them to continue with some success here in the second half.
Okay. We'll enjoy the rest of the game. After these commercials, we'll send it back to Dr. J for the second half call of the Schlagle versus Washington on Friday Lights Football, a Thursday edition, here on KCKPS TV Channel 18, brought to you by Northwest Middle School and KCK Preps.
Ambler, Corey Smith, they'll go toss near side. Burke behind Stephon McIntosh into the end zone, touchdown.
Not quite a waltz or a walk, but he's in there. Touchdown, Stallions. Stallions lead it 24-0. Yet another rushing touchdown.
Keon Burke. Do believe Keon is college. Javion Browning, who I feel is probably the hardest working football player in Kansas City.
Right. Last
Keon
week.
Burke here with a great run right up the middle.
Looks like
Nothing
he's going
but
for a
open
touchdown.
field, and that young man is going to score a touchdown.
And you love to see that. He's been a workhorse tonight. To see this opportunity for him to break away for a huge touchdown. That was a 78-yard touchdown or a 77-yard touchdown, we can call it.
Straight up the middle. I mean, a huge hole, splitting the safeties there. Harrison wasn't able to get in and fill, and it was just a straight run right up the middle. He got touched initially at the line, but having the speed to break away and score, congratulations to that young man on his final game to get that long touchdown.
Excellent yards to go.
3 wide. Harrison takes the snap, sets. Ball
Football
pops
is
out of
out.
there. They call that a fumble. And Schlagle is there and picked up by Trayvon Wallace, who moves down the sideline 20, and he will go into the end zone for another Schlagle touchdown.
Number 52 just realized I can't do anything about that, and there's a flag thrown, and looks like it may be a personal foul on one of the players. We see 2 men that are down in midfield. I don't know if that's McIntosh. No, that's not. It's either McIntosh or Wallace. I think it's Wallace. He and another player collided.
I think he dove into the end zone for the penalty. So that
the way that touchdown was scored.
Again, you see Trayvon Wallace diving towards the – yeah, that'll get you a penalty every single time. The young man's a senior, though, last game. I don't think he's going to have to run tomorrow.
I'm surprised he had that much energy, big guy like himself, to run that far and to still yet take a dive into the end zone. But, hey, Schlitterbahn is closed and may as well take a dive in the grass. 36-0.
See this, I don't know who that is on the sideline. There is Stephon McIntosh. So that I hate speculating on injuries unless I can clearly see the number. I guess with Stephon
Job.
Javion Browning in the backfield takes the toss near side. Trayvon Wallace sets the corner. Browning will walk into the end zone for another Schlagle touchdown.
And no flag is down on the field that I can tell. Touchdown by Javion Browning. Nice way to end your high school football career.
Yeah, senior leadership really showed up tonight. Washington came out to try and establish their young team and look towards next year to see if they might be able to make some noise. But again, Javion Browning, Keon Burke with a big run, TJ Wallace and Stephon McIntosh were able to step up big for the Stallions and really dominate the game.
Yes, they did. We turn around and look at Washington. They got a lot of youth, some things coming back for next year. Give me just a few things you think about Washington's chances next year.
You definitely got a good foundation to build off of with Coach Salzgiver. You got Khalil Harrison, who will be going into his junior season, alongside with your best running back, Javion Williams, who was a little nicked up towards the end of the season, so he definitely will look to come back strong next season. So they got a good foundation and something to work with to be able to challenge Wyandotte at a league title next season.
Okay, that's good. I do want to commend Coach Salzgiver for his first year. Very excellent job. Turned the team around from last year only having 1 win. This year getting at least 3. One thing, when I walked in tonight, the first thing I noticed was the field. Washington did a great job in honoring Breast Cancer Awareness Month with the way the field was looking and with the player of the team socks tonight. Wanted to make sure we allowed that and got a little bit of breast cancer awareness because that is a serious issue that goes around in our community.
Absolutely, no doubt. I mean, all the schools in KCK do a fantastic job and acknowledging the players do a great job as well of wearing the socks and the different towels and things of that nature to be able to acknowledge what that disease has caused to a lot of people. It definitely hits home here in Washington after what happened last season. So definitely it's good to see that they were able to get that done. The field looked great.
Sure did. Now, let's look at just a few things. Let's look at our KCAL for next year. We've seen the season that Wyandotte had. We've seen the season that Schlagle had. A little flip-flop from Harmon. They did a little better last year on the downside this year. Give me some of the looks for next year in our KCAL league.
Wyandotte will definitely come in as the favorite with McKenzie, Xavier McKenzie in the backfield, along with Antonio Moore, who might be the most electric player in the city to take over for Javion Browning. So Schlagle, honestly, with all the seniors they're losing, it would look like they're going to be rebuilding. Sumner, again, losing Brandon Williams, Joel Daniels, Deion Tripp. It's going to be a struggle for them as well. So Wyandotte is definitely going to be the favorite going into next season, and Washington will have the talent to be able to challenge them. They did play a good game this year.
Okay. Yeah, we look at that. My Bulldogs, I'm happy being alumni from Wyandotte. I'm happy with the season that they had this year, and I'm looking forward to them making some more noise next year.
They had a tough district. I mean, they had two of the best 6A schools in their district with Lawrence and Free State, who I think played tonight to determine who goes to state. I mean, that's a tough chore for them being in 6A to go against teams like that. So definitely tough, but they did get a league title. Coach Brown has done an excellent job there in reestablishing that program. They've been beat up over the last few years, and to be able to get a bit of payback and win a league title is definitely good for the Wyandotte Bulldogs.
Sure is. I'm very proud of my Bulldogs this year, and Coach Brown, he's done an excellent job. Just to piggyback, he's done an excellent job, just like several of our coaches in here. That's one thing I'm really glad about the KCL, that we have improved in our coaching. We have got some coaches that really have the ability to teach, have the ability to develop the players, and have the ability to get them to play together and to play hard, because that's been lacking the last few years, is the how to play, the hard playing, the hitting, the wrapping up, the tackles, and the execution. Now, we still see some things with some of the calls, a lot of the penalties, but that just comes with some maturity at times. Now, got one more question for you before we get out of here. One of the biggest things, you tell me who you think some of the players to watch for next year's KCAL